Hello, so good to meet you at our global motivational meeting. We are reading a word scripture book. These God words that inspire billions of people, families, communities, countries, and the whole world. It teaches us how to live happy and prosperous life. And as we're reading this holy book from the beginning, let's read further what God prepared for us today. So first, got a complete family has a spherical form. Does I have heard the Buddha was once staying near Rajahara in the bamboo wood, the scarce feeding crowd. And now, at this time, young Sigala, householder's son, rising betimes, went from the Rajagana and with wet hair and wet garments and the clasper's hand uplifted paid worship to the several quarters of the earth and sky, to the east, southwest, and north, to near and the zenith. On the exalted one, early that morning, dressed himself, took a bowl and a robe, and extended the Raja sitting up. And now he saw young Sigala worshipping and spoke to him thus. Why, young household, do you worship the several quarters of earth and sky? Sir, my father, when he was dying, said to me, dear son, you should worship the quarters of the earth and sky. So I, sir, honoring my father's words, rise and worship in this way. But in the religion of an educated man, the sick quarters should now be worshipped thus. How then, sir, in the religions of the educated man, should the sick quarters be worshipped? It would be an excellent thing if the exalted one would so teach me the correct way. How a young householder does the educated man serve the sick quarters? The following should be looked upon the six quarters parents and as east teacher, as the south wife and children, all as the west friend and companions, as the north servants and neighbors and religious leaders at the zenith. In five ways should a child minister to his parent as the eastern quarter. Once supported, by them, I will now be their support. I will perform duties incumbent on them. I will keep up the lineage and tradition of my family. I will make myself worthy of my heritage. In five ways, parents does minister to as the Easter quarter. By their child, show their love for him. They strengthen him from this. They exhort him to virtue. They train him to a profession, they contract a suitable marriage for him, and in due time they handed over to him his inheritance. Thus is the eastern quarter protected by him and made safe and secure. In five ways should the pupils minister to their teachers as the southern quarter by respectfully getting them, by waiting upon them, by yearning to learn, by personal service, and by attentiveness to their teaching. And five ways do teachers does mainstream to as the southern quarter by their pupils love their pupil. They train him in what they have been trained. They make him hold fast to moral precepts. They strongly instruct him in the role of every subject. They speak well of him among his friends and companions. They counsel him for his safety and benefit. Thus is the southern quarter protecting by him and made safe and secure. In five ways, should I wife as Western Quarter be ministered to by her husband, by respect, by courtesy, by faithfulness, by handing over authority to her, by providing her with adornment. In five ways does the wife ministered to by her husband as the Western Quarter love him. Her duties are well performed. She is hospitable to their relatives. She is faithful. She watches over the wages and goods which he brings home. She discharges all her business with skill and industry. Thus is the Western Quarter protected by him and made safe and secure. In five ways should one minister to his friends and companions as the Northern Quarter by generosity, courtesy, and benevolence, by treating them as he treats himself, and by being as good as his word. In five ways do his friends and familiars does minister to as the Northern Quarter love him. They protect him when he is off his guard and on occasion guard his property. They became a refugee in danger. They do not forsake him in his troubles, and they show consideration for his family. Thus is the Northern Quarter protected by him and made safe and secure. In five ways does a noble master minister to his servant and employers as the neighbors, by assisting them work according to their strength, by supplying them and with food and wages, by tending them in sickness, by sharing with them unusual delicates, by granting them leave at times. In five ways does a minister to by their master do servant and employer love him. They rise above him, they lie down to rest after him, they are content with their wages, they do their work well, and they carry about his praise and good fame. Thus is the nature by him protected and made safe and secure. In five ways should the layman minister to saints, priests, and religious leaders as the zenith by affection in act and speech and mind, by keeping open house to them and by supplying their temporary needs. Ministered to as the zenith, monks, priests, and the religious leaders should show their love for the layman in six ways. They restrain him from evil, they exhort him to good, they love with him, they love him with kindly thoughts, they teach him what he was not heard, and they correct and purify what he was heard, they reveal to him the way of heaven. Thus by him is the zenith protected and made safe and secure. Further, let's read quotes from second Messiah, Father, Son, and Moon. To exist in the special dimension, human beings need to stand in a relation to what is above and below, right and left, forth and back. Centering on the individual in the family, there are parents and children, husband and wife and brothers and sisters. Similarly, in the nation, centering on the leader, families should embrace all the civilization of the East, West, and all civilization of North and South. Then they can embrace all people of the world as brothers and sisters. Ultimately, we will form a global family at every level. Thus, the core concept of the universe is the concept of family. Heavens represent parents, earth represent children, earth symbolize men, west symbolize women. That is why when a woman gets married, she usually follows wherever her husband goes. However, nevertheless, they have equal value. When the west reflects the sunlight, it has the same value as the east. The relationship of brothers is the same. When the older brother works on some test, the younger brother naturally help him. Therefore, human beings should exist with a relationship of parents and children, husband and wife, and elder and younger siblings. And these three relationships meet at one central point. There can be only one center, above and below, right and left, and front and back should not have different centers. If the center point is different, then the balance of the relationship between above and below, right and left, and from back will be broken. Eventually, above, below, right and left, front, back, in the center point, all together comprise 7 points. In a harmonious and unified family, these seven form a perfect sphere. They constitute a God-centered family with all elements united in perfect, true love. An ideal family is one whose family members are united as one, centered on their parents and in attendance to God. Conjugal love is horizontal relationship. Therefore, a husband and wife should align their love on the vertical axis of God's love. God is the owner of parental love, children's love, husband love, and wife's love. God's love is the ideal love. Since God is the subject of love, if we became one with God, we can always embody God's love. Then we can create an ideal family that will never break apart for eternity. It is logical. Parental love is focused on children, and children's love is connected to parents. A husband's love is connected to his wife, and wife's love is connected to her husband. These different types of love cannot become one by themselves. The subjective force that can unify them is God's love. Once the subject dwells in them, they all automatically became one. Conversely, without God, human love is self-centered and cannot bring unity. Although the family members have diverse relationships with each other, when they are united in love, they are equally close to one another. Hence, there is equality among them. Why they participate in a unified entity with a spherical form? The cause and result became one, and the vertical and horizontal became one. God and the family members became one. In the world that runs on the power of love, there is nothing but love. Whatever they do, there is nothing but love. Such is the ideal world. When families on earth reach that state, they create the kingdom of heaven on earth. This is the ideal of God. Based on this principle, I teach you to respect your parents as God. Husbands uh, should respect their wives as God, and wives should regard their husbands as God. Parents should value their children as God. Likewise, you should experience God as you parent, you wife, you husband, and your child. This is the path to the kingdom of God. Yeah, very good. Why does a wife weep when her husband dies? Why are people sorrowful if they have no sons or daughters? The fundamental principle of the universe is that we have to possess all the directions of the compass. Ideal relationship generate the very power that enable the universe to exist. Therefore, everything engaged in give and take. The North Pole and the South Pole engage in give and take. The stars have give and take with each other. In sum, everything exists in relationship to a counterpart. The ideal for any existing being is to engage in complete give and take and thereby gain the support of the universe. We say that it has the support of heavenly fortune. This is the universe supporting power that surrounds the existing being and maintains its existence forever. All existence cooperate with it. Therefore, it will not go do if a family has no children. These days in West, many people think that children are unnecessary, but just let them wait until they go to the spirit world. There they will see wherever what I say is true. Wherever a person stands, there is always an above parent and a below children. Everyone needs to pass through the number three. That is through three these three stages. The family is the smallest unit that connect the past, the present, and the future. A family is like a microcosm of the world. Within it, the past, the present, and the future are linked together. This refers to the interdependence of grandfather, father, and son. When a son has children and becomes a father, as at the same moment the father became a grandfather. These three generations representing the past, the present, and the future should be united as one. Such a family can establish a base for lasting happiness. It has the power to repulse Satan's attack regardless of the turmoil in the world. Yeah, so powerful quotes for today. If you have difficulty today, please watch one more time this video. Share this video as we end this video on Happy Life Subscribers Marathon. Contact me for consultation, cooperation, and become a member of this Heavenly Parents Holy Community globally. Receive Heavenly Parents, Heavenly Kingdom citizens right now. Contacts are below. And see you tomorrow with more powerful quotes. Turn on suggested playlists. Choose the best one for you and listen God's words all the day. All the best. Bye bye. Yours, Nicolae Cirpala.